Olá, sou o Jandir e hoje a gente vai estar falando aqui sobre umas coisas que andam acontecendo com o Beast, né? Que uma brasileira veio à tona e começou aí a falar que sofreu abuso e tal, que ela trabalhou para ele. Então é sobre isso que a gente vai estar falando aqui hoje no canal, tá certo? Então, vamos pro vídeo. Bom, como eu falei, uma moça brasileira trabalhou para o Beast. Ela disse que andou acontecendo certas coisas com ela, que ela foi humilhada e sofreu até abuso. Então, é, ela veio à tona e veio falar, né, do maior youtuber do mundo, que é o Beast. O que aconteceu com ela quando ela foi trabalhar para ele, tá certo? Então, vou pôr um pedacinho aqui do vídeo pra vocês verem as coisas, ela mesma falando. Que é.
Dedicated it to studying and analyzing the social media space from the inside out. And I just completely fell in love with the content creation process. And that passion eventually led me to wanting to work with brands and work on their social media strategies. And that's what eventually led me to Mr. Beast. I was interviewed by the CEO and Jimmy Donaldson, Mr. Beast himself. I was hired on the spot. I led teams. I oversaw creative and operations across multiple platforms. But most importantly, I saw how things worked from the inside. Unfortunately, it didn't really take me too long to realize that things were not how they looked like on the outside. From the very beginning, I was yelled at, cursed at. I was even called dumb in front of my entire team after giving a business idea, only to have a man give the exact same idea a minute later and get praised. I was obligated to attend one-on-one meetings at the CEO's house by myself in an upstairs room only lit by a side lamp and have him hear how attractive and beautiful I was. The CEO also told me that Jimmy, Mr. Beast, gets really awkward around attractive women, and I quote, "Lorraine, let's say that when you're around and he needs to go to the restroom, he's not really using the restroom." I started changing completely how I dressed to go to work. I started only wearing baseball caps, extremely baggy clothes. I basically just tried to do everything to disappear. So I just kept my head down. I just continued to give everything that I had and tried to convince myself that that would be enough. But the thing is that when you're working in a male-dominated field, especially one that's being run by boys, where they preach that if talent wants to draw a dick on the wall, let them. It doesn't matter how smart you are, it doesn't matter how hard you work, giving your best will never be enough. Things got worse when I became pregnant. I had approved maternity leave signed off by HR, and I had agreed that I would work up until my last day of pregnancy. I said, while I'm in labor on my way to the hospital, I will call you, and that's when I want my maternity leave to start. On paper, it sounded beautiful, but in reality, it meant nothing. I was at the hospital in labor in a team meeting. 1 week postpartum, still healing, sleep deprived, emotionally and physically exhausted. I was already back to work. Less than a month postpartum, going through postpartum depression, and I had to hop on a plane, fly out of the country to work on a main channel shoot, and leave my newborn baby behind. 2 weeks after coming back from what was supposed to be a maternity leave, my maternity leave, I was let go. And the reason was, and I quote, "You are too high of a caliber for this position. We need someone of a lower caliber."
Bom, vocês viram só cada coisa, hein? Nossa, se... Bom, eu acredito nela. Para que ela ia vir à tona e inventar todas essas coisas, né? Mas aí que tá, né? Ela estando certa, assim, dessas coisas. Nossa, o Beast tá fudido, hein? Porque cada coisa, ela foi humilhada e foi chamada de burra, né? Na frente de pessoas. E quando ela foi ganhar a criança dela lá, que ela foi fazer negócio de pré-natal, ela eles não queriam dar dias, né, pra ela ficar em casa e essas coisas. Eu vi falar que dá até processo. Então, complicado, né, trabalhar com o Mister Beast, porque desse jeito que ela tá falando aí as coisas, né. Bom, eu vou ficando por aqui. Não esquece de deixar aquele like, isso ajuda o canal, e nem de se inscrever, e até a próxima.